Hey there, and welcome to the NFL Matchup Show, a special holiday edition of the NFL Matchup Show. I'm Sal Palantonio. Right there is the founding father of our show.
Sal Pal,
Mr. Greg Cosell is here, and so is Darius Butler. How was your Christmas? Good?
Great. Outstanding.
Fantastic. 2 weeks to go in the National Football League. No time to fool around with, so let's get right to it. Butler breakdown, Chicago Bears, San Francisco 49ers. And I know you love what Ben Johnson's doing with Caleb Williams.
Absolutely. We all see why Ben Johnson took this job, right? He was a the ball for a couple years, then decided to go to Chicago. And guess what? Chicago's got a quarterback. Already 6 fourth-quarter comebacks in most in Bears history. He plays his best ball late.
I love
him quarterbacks, especially young quarterbacks. Let's look at
breakdown. Come on.
Critical situations against divisional rival Green Bay Packers. This right here is going to be a dagger concept. We see it every week, almost every game with every team. And it's about executing these types of passes across the middle in dirty pockets. It's the one thing I look at most important with young quarterbacks. How do they operate in dirty pockets? Pressure in your face, you got to be able to step up and make big-time throws. And Caleb Williams has been doing that better as of late. It's another huge part, low red area. We always talk about how fast things get for the quarterback. It also gets very, very fast for DBs, especially when you're running combo coverages. Easy to get confused down here. They got a high-low concept up here, so you have a short one. And then Jayden Walker will be the deep receiver in the corner of the end zone. A guy you haven't heard his name all year steps up in the biggest moment and makes one of the biggest plays. And once again, Caleb Williams is under pressure. You got a free hitter. The defense sent one more than the Bears could block. Free hitter, doesn't matter, finds the open guy. Doesn't matter who the open guy is, hits him in the back of the end zone. And that's a big-time throw from Caleb Williams once again. Speaking of big-time throws, you only call this type of play if you have a quarterback that you trust to make this type of throw. Overtime, 16-16 ball game. The Packers, they're geared up to stop the run against 13 personnel. Great play action fake. Another thing that I look at with young quarterbacks, how do they handle the ball handling, especially in a high play action offense, second in the National Football League with play action pass. And this right here, you're just going for the juggler. A big time deep ball throw to DJ Moore. Unbelievable throw, unbelievable catch, and the highest pressure moment of the game. So this is a big time game coming up against the Niners, who still can win the first seed in the NFC, which is big, so they'll step up for the challenge as well.
Yeah, they will, but this is a benchmark game for this Bears team and that quarterback and that first-year head coach. Great breakdown. I want to look at the Seattle Seahawks at the Carolina Panthers next. I've seen this Seahawks team on the road twice, and they have been really good on defense. 6-1 on the road. Best record in the NFC. You know why? Because they lead the NFC in points allowed, and they are diabolical on third down.
They are great on third down, the second best in the league. And, you know, they're not a high-percentage blitzing defense.
Nope.
They do it with really fundamental execution, but they will blitz, and it's very selective. And that's what Mike McDonald does exceedingly well, and he understands how to break down protections. Let's take a look.
Let's check it out.
On this 3rd and long, Seattle aligned in a 6-man front with linebackers Ernest Jones and Drake Thomas mugged up on the ball. Here's how the Commanders would protect. They would slide left, beginning with the right guard, to have 4 to block 4. The man blocking side would have the tackle on Uchenna and Wilson, with the back responsible for Thomas. The protection was set, but the Seahawks would bring boundary corner Devin Witherspoon off the edge in what would become a 5-man pressure, with Jones and DeMarcus Lawrence dropping out. There was no blocker to account for Witherspoon. This was a great snapshot of attacking and breaking down pass protection. Now let's look at the coverage component behind the pressure. The initial structure had safety Ty Okada deep into the boundary. Both corners, Witherspoon and Reek Woolen, were pressed, with Nick Emanwari and Kobe Bryant off the ball inside. This was a muddied look for quarterback Jayden Daniels, but this would all change at the snap. Remember, Witherspoon would blitz off the edge. Okada would replace him in coverage. Emanwari and Bryant would drop as deep half-field safeties. And again, Jones and Lawrence would drop out. It would become a 6-man zone coverage, a dramatic change from the initial look. But it was the pressure scheme that would force the result of the play. Nwosu would rush to the outside, with Thomas attacking the inside shoulder of the running back. That opened the rush lane for Witherspoon, forcing Daniels to make a hurried, undefined throw that was intercepted by Okada.
Great stuff, Greg Cosell. See, that's why you watch the NFL Matchup Show. Stay right there. Up next, brand new look at Matthew Stafford. Rams up for Christmas. Welcome back to the NFL Matchup Show. I'm Sal Palantonio, and that is our next matchup. And with all due respect to the late, great Gil Scott-Heron, you know, the evolution of this Rams offense has, in fact, been televised, and it's been intriguing, fascinating all the way throughout. How he has done it, Sean McVay, is fascinating with Puka Nacua.
Absolutely, and I said meaningful because this is a meaningful time for both teams. You know, the Falcons are out of it, but you're still trying to build your resume for next year if you're on that team. And then for the Rams, everything's out in front of you as far as getting the number 1 seed. And obviously, you have a team that can get to the Super Bowl. You can only get to the Super Bowl if you got a great quarterback and a great coach calling the plays. Let's get to the tape and watch Matthew Stafford, who's been dynamic, getting the ball to Puka Nacua, who's been unbelievable this year. First play, 12 personnel, 1 running back, 2 tight ends against big nickel. And just watch Puka Nacua once again operate around that middle of the field. Dagger concept again. You got 2x2 with Puka to the right of Matthew Stafford. They love that little short motion, Greg, and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later in this piece. Love just bumping him out late and once again creating a little more space to find a void of that defense. Matthew Stafford's been unbelievable, leading the league in passing yards, passing touchdowns, has hit 40 touchdowns again. Only Brady and Rodgers have done that in their career. 3rd time in his career. Unbelievable stuff. 13 personnel, a personnel grouping they love, and it'll help him out if Devontae Adams is still banged up. 1 running back, 3 tight ends against nickel. And once again, all you got to do is find Puka Nacua. Everyone at home, everyone in the stands, everyone on the field knows where the football is going, but somehow, some way, they still scheme up ways to get him open. Now, zone coverage. So you got to find the correct window and the correct time to throw this ball. Matthew Stafford does, and if you just miss the angle by an inch, you're out of position, out of place, and Puka is great after catch, getting the ball into the end zone. This last one, 4th and 5, you talk about knowing where the ball is going. You always know it's going to 12, but just this little late motion, it gets a good DB. Now you get him off kilter a little bit. You can't get your hands on him quite how you want to. As a safety, you don't know exactly where he is, but even when you are in great position, great players still make big-time plays. You get a closer look at this catch, just show you the strength of his hands. Yep. He's not open. Stafford still trusts his guy to go up there and make a play when it's 50-50. Probably the best in the business right now when it comes to that moment of truth and the ball is in the air. Puka Nacua.
Not open. Ball comes in a place where most people can't catch it.
Absolutely.
Unbelievable play, pitch and catch by Matthew Stafford and Puka Nacua. And I want to really, you know, we always talk about coaching matters.
Yes.
Right? Liam Cohen has done such a great job with Trevor Lawrence at quarterback. 16 touchdown passes during the 6-game winning streak. I want you to show us, Greg, how it works.
Well, I wanted to go back because these two teams played Jaguars and Colts week 14. And that was the game as I was watching that tape, I noticed how much success Trevor Lawrence was having outside the numbers. Those are not easy throws to make. He was 11 for 18 for 194 outside the numbers against the Colts. So let's take a look at one of those plays.
This was 3rd and 15 late in the first half. The Jaguars were in a 3-by-1 set with Trevor Lawrence in the gun. The Colts were in dime personnel, which is their predominant 3rd down package. They showed a 5-man front with 3 defensive linemen, and both linebackers, Zaire Franklin and Jalen Carlisle, mugged up on the line of scrimmage. Franklin would match running back LaQuint Allen's release, while Carlisle would be deployed as the spy on Lawrence,